Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey guys, it's Adam here. As some of you might know, I recently went to Pax Prime in Seattle, Pax Prime 2014 obviously. And that's basically a big video game convention where a lot of developers talk and show off their new video games they're working on. You get to actually try them out and stuff. It's kind of an all-purpose nerd convention, but its hyper-focus is video games. Now, while you're there, they typically give you a lot of free swag. I hate using that word, but that's typically what they do. And so I got a ton of it. I got a ton of cool stuff, and I want to show you guys some of this stuff, if not all of it. It's going to be all of it, and there's a lot of it. There's a lot more than what you're seeing. We're going to have to clear off the table and do this again. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and show you all that, but I'm operating under the assumption you've already seen my Pax Prime Experiences video. If you haven't, the link is right here. You can click on it. I hope your annotations are enabled because it's there. You can click on it, go watch that video. I'll tell you all the stories about what I did there. Then a lot of this will make more sense. So seriously, click the link, then come back. It's okay, it's fine. You can watch this later. But yeah, so for those of you who have seen it, let's go. Now, first off, I picked up a couple of buttons. These were given out by a band called the Yordles. I don't know how well any of this stuff's going to show up, but the bigger stuff will be more impressive, I'm sure. Just a couple of buttons. I got a button from Machinima. Of course, I was working with them. That's why I was there. They sent me there, so very cool to have a button. Now, I talked in the other video about an Oculus Rift game I played that was really cool. That was about a bomb you have to defuse. That game was called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Got a button from them. Highly recommend that game if you ever get the chance. I went to a private backstage thing for Cards Against Humanity because a buddy of mine, the guy right there, Aaron Yondo, who's got a cartoon depiction of himself there, is friends with the creator of the game. So I have a button for a backstage pass behind Cards Against Humanity. Very cool. Speaking of which, Cards Against Humanity had a big thing there, so they also have a lot of exclusive cards you could get there. Now, I actually, believe it or not, I don't really play Cards Against Humanity. I've been involved with it a lot. I've worked with those guys personally. We've played it a lot on this other show I do called Beer and Board Games, but I don't actually own a set of it. But I did get one exclusive card for Cards Against Humanity. The other side, the card says, "Go fuck yourself." I thought that was a pretty neat little exclusive card. I played the Oculus Rift, which was fun. Got a sticker from them. You know, I love VR, obviously what it says. Right across from the Machinima booth, there was a panel of this game called Phoenix Rage Cube, and they're just giving out these giant cubes that look like they're supposed to be dice, but only one side has any color to it. One side has an ad for the game, and the other side's black, so it's just like a squishy cube, that's all. That band, the Yordles, gave out a couple of wristbands. I'm not going to say all this stuff has like a super useful function, it's just stuff I got, and I'll figure out what to do with it later. Now, when I was there, next to the convention center, there was a game called Strife that had just taken over like an entire building, a restaurant, some kind of grill. They just made some deal with them where they rented like the front hallway of the restaurant, and it was all for this game. What you could do is you would walk into the restaurant, walk up to their area, and they would have like an iPad touchscreen type of thing. I think it was specifically an iPad. I'm not using that as a generic term. And you would use it as you would flip it kind of like a, you know, wheel, Price is Right type of wheel, except of course on the size of an iPad. And it would land on something, and you'd win a prize. And you could do this infinitely, however many times you want, and they had a bunch of cool prizes. One of the things I won, because I did it a few times, because they didn't care if you kept doing it back, they had to get rid of this stuff, was a lanyard for the game Strife. Now, of course, I had my official lanyard with my badge on it, my 4-day pass. I didn't get to use the 4th day because I wasn't there long enough. Shame, my fault. And so you got these blue lanyards that say PAX, of course, on them. Now, they had these things everywhere. Their job was to, you know, they had a bunch of people employed who were just supposed to give these away. They clearly made way too many of them because people were giving them away in handfuls. You're only supposed to take one. And then, of course, the employees are like, here's 5. And then eventually they would just abandon them and just leave boxes of them out in the open. So I ended up with 3 of them. I thought, yeah, I can give these to friends or somebody. Maybe somebody will want Pax Prime badges, so I got a couple people in mind for that. But there you go. We hung out at the Bethesda booth. We did some work for them, so they were giving us free stuff. One of the things they gave us, of course, was a Bethesda lanyard, which was nice. And it comes with little pins for their new game, Battle Cry. So that was really cool. There's 4 pins in there, I believe, for both teams, the red team and the yellow team. And of course the lanyard. Now I went to not a private, but a neat Microsoft event, which I talked about again in the other video, and I showed this actually very briefly. This is my Xbox One lanyard with my little badge on it for when I got into the Xbox event. Interestingly, not everything you get is actually gaming related. There's a lot of people at PAX, obviously, and there's a lot of people who hang around outside the convention center. So a lot of people will come over to there that have nothing to do with PAX trying to advertise shit. Because they know a lot of people are there. So people give free stuff away to advertise. And one thing that was given away was this lanyard, which was, it says First Aid Shot Therapy. It's like, it includes this little ad for it. It's like a little drink that's supposed to relieve you of a headache, especially after a hangover. Nothing I would use because I don't really drink, but, or ever, I don't ever drink. But yeah, there you go. Nothing against alcohol or anything. I've just never enjoyed the taste of it. I don't really like it. But yeah, it comes with that. And then of course they gave us a free sample of it, so if I ever get hungover, which is highly unlikely, or if I just have a really bad headache, I could always give this a shot. So there you go. Apparently there's a new drink called First Aid Shot Therapy. It sounds like it's supposed to be an energy drink that is supposed to take care of headaches. Whatever. Got a couple of postcards. These are from the Machinima booth. One was from Inside Gaming, and one says Greetings from Pax Prime. Those are pretty neat. I got this from the Nintendo booth. This was just basically a little ad flyer thing for Super Smash Brothers, the new one. I thought it was cool. Outside, again, people were giving free stuff away that's very random. This Pancake House had some deal with EA. How they worked that, I don't know. But they were giving away these little cards for The Sims 4. And when you open it, says Pancake Bob's Odyssey. And when you open it up, it actually has a little map inside. And it will take you to a pancake house. And you can actually redeem this for a free pancake breakfast, or you could have. I did not do that, obviously. I was going to. I thought, hey, free pancakes, why not? But then I read the details, and basically what you have to do is you have to go in there and like retweet that that's what you're doing, and you have to follow them on Facebook and all this shit that was not really worth my time to, you know, do because I didn't care enough about the pancakes. So there you go, a little flyer for that. Bethesda was handing out ads for a private party. I have one sealed one here and one open one, which I'll show you the open one. It's this little Evil Within experience party. It was a private party, which can't be that private because you're handing these out to literally anyone on the street who will take it. But yeah, little cool thing there. Now, I mentioned before going to this Microsoft thing, when they put us on this bus for Sunset Overdrive, they were giving out drinks for the game. In the game, the character drinks something called Overcharged Delirium XT. XT. And so they handed everybody a can. I never drank it. And then on the way back, they had a couple extras. And they're like, who wants one? I raised my hand, so I got another one. So I got 2 sealed cans of this drink. It is a legitimate energy drink, though I don't know what it's originally. It might just be Red Bull. I have no idea. But because the employees actually didn't know what it really was. My friend tasted it, he said it was really good, so I'll probably open one at one point and try it, and I'm probably going to keep one sealed, I don't know. Now in the Machinima booth, of course, I spent a lot of time there because I was working at it, but I got a free pair of Machinima sunglasses. They look exactly like normal sunglasses except on the back. It says Machinima. When I was at Microsoft, they gave out a pen. You know, it was pretty cool. Now, it's more than just a pen that says Microsoft. It actually, the cool part about it is on this side, there's like this little rubbery foam type of thing that actually operates as a stylus, or if you have like a mouse pad that uses one of those pen type of sensors, which I hate those, but this would work on that. I think it's interesting as a stylus and as a pen. That was kind of cool. Now, one thing I want to talk about before we go on to the bigger items here is this last one. When you go to PAX, there is what they call a swag bag that they give away at the beginning of each day. You have to go to this other area to go pick it up. And everyone said, oh, you have to do it, it's great, you know, you have to go get the swag bag, it's a bunch of free stuff. So I was like, all right, sure. Waited in line forever for this fucking bag and got it. It was the stupidest thing ever. I didn't even keep it, that's how dumb it was. It was a plastic bag that was filled with just ads for shit inside the convention center. It's like, come play this game. No, come play this game. Nothing special. Apparently there was a deck of Magic cards that was supposed to come with it. My bag did not get that. My friend's bag did. I would care, except I don't play Magic. I don't care about Magic, so I didn't give a shit. But the only thing in that entire bag that I ended up keeping was this, which is ironic because I saw a lot of people throwing this away, was eye drops. Why they included this, I don't know, but they included a set of eye drops. I thought, fuck it, I might need eye drops at some point, so that was the one thing I kept from the swag bag. But anyway, time to reload the table! Movie magic! Anyway, we got this little PAX guide here that, of course, has all the information on the convention and whatever. These are the kind of things they give away everywhere. Got some posters, which is pretty cool. I'll show you. Bear with me for a second while I take these out. Earlier I told you about that game, Strife, where they were giving away stuff when you went in and rolled. One time I went in there and I won a couple of posters that were signed by the, I guess the developer or the artist. I'm not exactly sure who signed it, but somebody signed it. There's another one there. This one, yeah, like that. I think that's pretty neat. Bethesda, of course, because we had done them a favor. Like I said, they were just throwing merch at us, and one thing they gave us was this poster for the new game, Battle Cry. I know you can't see me, but that's okay. I'm sure you'd rather look at the poster anyway. But yeah, Battle Cry. Pretty cool looking game. And then, finally, this one was interesting because I just found this. I'm guessing you got this for redeeming that pancake breakfast. Cool Sims 4 poster. Look at that. They're so smart, it's weird. That's what it says. There you go. Sims 4 poster. I thought that was pretty neat. Give me a second to the side. Now, as I mentioned before, Microsoft took us out to that thing, and then when we were waiting in line to return, they just started throwing more free stuff at us. One thing they gave us was water bottles. I'll show you this up close. Xbox Live water bottle. Pretty cool they gave us this because I was in the Microsoft store at the place and I was considering buying one and then I went, nah, I don't need one. And then all of a sudden they were giving them away for free. So hell yeah, free Xbox Live water bottle. You can always use another water bottle, whatever. Of course, I was at the Machinima booth where I was working, so there was a lot of free perks there, which you'll see more of later, but one of them, of course, was, oh, I got a free hat, no problem. And I don't usually wear hats, but that's me in a hat in case you've ever been curious. Now, we got some other cool stuff here. This was one of the last things given away. This was like pretty much given away as we were leaving on the last day, because I think they just like, oh shit, they're about to leave, we haven't handed these out. So this was a bag given away. The Behemoth, we make games. Just a little bag, nice. This was one of the most common items, that's why I actually have two of them. It was a Sonic Boom bag, and the reason this was common was that Sega was giving this away. Sonic Boom was really the only game they were advertising, because I think it's the only game they're even making, other than a Hatsune Miku, or whatever that little Japanese character. She had some game, but they were really just plugging Sonic Boom, not surprisingly. And all you had to do was play Sonic Boom, and they would give you this bag. So everyone was doing it because inevitably, and this is the brilliance of Sega, I'll give them credit here, a lot of people had stuff. You know, they were getting free stuff, and they ran out of space in their bags, or they forgot a bag, and this was the easiest way to get a bag. So everybody was walking around with a Sonic Boom bag, which is a great way to advertise the game. Good job for Sega. So that's why I got one here. And then they were so common, I eventually just found one just sitting like in a hallway, you know, completely abandoned, and I was like, well, hell, I'll take a second bag. This bag is spoken for, it has a recipient, but that recipient does not yet know it is coming to them. But yes, there is someone who's getting that bag. Now this was one of the coolest things. This was like the one, you know, at PAX, if you want a specific piece of merch, and they have like rules, like you have to play the game, you have to, you know, wait in certain lines to get certain things. There was nothing really there that I was like, oh shit, I fucking need to be in that line to make sure I get that thing. Sonic Boom bag was nice to get, but it wasn't kicking me in the pants saying you gotta get this. There was only one exception. It was this. This is a towel for Super Smash Brothers. Oh yeah, I thought this was fucking awesome. The way you got this is all you had to do was play the game. You had to play the demo of it, and they would have an employee there who's in a red jacket called a trainer jacket. It said trainer on it, and the idea was that they were training you to play Super Smash Brothers. And after you were done with your session, you'd get this towel to, you know, cool off. And I just thought it was really neat. They had two versions of this. This is the black one that you got for playing the game on the Wii U or the 3DS. Then they had a red one that you could get if you played competitively against like this at this other kiosk versus a bunch of people. The line for that was horrendous, and I was just like, it's not worth it. I prefer the black one anyway, so there you go. This was my favorite of all the stuff you kind of had to wait out for. But anyway, reload! Down to the final part here, and what is it? It's a bunch of free shirts, because who doesn't love a free shirt? Free shirts kick ass, and look how many damn shirts there are. We're going to go over them all in a minute here. Now, ironically though, the first 2 shirts were actually not free. I will explain as I go. But this first one is actually from Microsoft. This one was not free. When I was at that event, at that point in time, I went into their gift shop store thing, and I wanted something for having been to Microsoft's headquarters. At that point, they hadn't actually given us any merch yet other than the lanyard, and I didn't have any reason to think they were going to, so I just kind of wanted something to remember I had been there. Kind of like, I went to the first Starbucks while I was there, and I wanted something touristy and stupid to have been there. So I got this shirt. Short is not a word. Shirt. I thought it was pretty cool. Come on, that's pretty awesome. And then the back just says Microsoft. It says Control Freak in case you can't read it. And it was the only remaining piece of Xbox 360 merch they had left. Everything Xbox related left was for Xbox One. This shirt was like all that was left that they had ever had even made the 360. And I thought it was a really cool shirt, so you'll probably see this in videos. But yeah, I did buy this. It was like 10 bucks, it wasn't that bad. And then of course they started giving us free stuff later, but whatever. Now this one had absolutely nothing to do with PAX. I was just wandering around Seattle and I saw this and thought, I must own that. Hell yeah. Parody, of course, of Subway. Zombie, eat flesh. I thought this was great. Now, the rest of these were free. Okay. Now, I told you I went to Bethesda's booth, and we kind of had an in with them because we did them a favor. So they threw stuff at us. They threw a couple shirts at us. This one is for Battle Cry, the red team. It says on the back, "We fight to the death so our country may live." The front, of course, said Royal Marines and had their logo. Cool shirt. And then they also gave us the yellow team shirt, which I'll show you here in a second. Front says Cossacks, has their logo. The back says Battle Cry, we fight to the death so our country may live. There you go, a couple of free shirts. And I mentioned to you that Strife thing where they would let us go in and just kind of roll the dice, or not dice, but the dial, whatever. And I went in again, and I finally won a shirt. I wanted a shirt, even though I knew it was nothing I would ever wear. But this was the shirt, because you always have to go for the free shirt. Free shirt is the best. So there you go. There's a pink shirt that says Strife, and it has the icon character for the game. I think that's what that is. And on the back it says S2 Games. So there you go. Free shirt. Now let's see here. This one was given to us by Microsoft while we were on the bus. I think they just had extras because they didn't give one to everybody. It was just kind of like whoever raised their hand first. This is a Quantum Break shirt. It's just a black shirt that says Quantum Break on it. And on the side it has the logo for Remedy. I'm trying to show you there. But yeah, free shirt. Now, as I mentioned before, I worked at the Machinima booth. So as a result, anything Machinima related I wanted, I just got. So there was a lot of that. Just a Machinima shirt. It's cool. Got a shirt for Inside Gaming, which is of course one of Machinima's shows. I got another different type of Machinima shirt. This one says Game Drop. On the back it has the Machinima logo at the top. I got one for Machinima Respawn, which is actually where some of our videos on Game Society go up now. So you can check those out if you want. I like this one a lot. I got another one, again from Machinima, for a show they do called Away from Keyboard, or AFK. There you go, got that. And this is the final thing, and this was my favorite thing, this is why I saved it for last, is a Machinima hoodie. Now, hoodies are kind of expensive, or they can be, so it's always good to get a free hoodie. It's got all the different logos of Machinima right there on the arm. I don't know how well that's showing up, but they're there. And then on the front, it just says Machinima, and it has the logo. And just a free hoodie and a bunch of free shirts. And that is all the free stuff I managed to land at PAX Prime, plus, of course, the 2 shirts I did buy. But I wanted to show you those anyway. But yeah, that was it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, even though these are a couple of odd videos. And thank you very much, and I'll see you all later.